welcome to another unboxing here on the Battlehammer. I'm your hostess with the mostess, Straw, and today we are unboxing more dystopian goodness. Well, let me rephrase it. When I say goodness, as you can see, it's the new Thule Battlefleet from the Filthy Enlightened. Believe I'm having to do this. I just want a quick shout out to Ross for sorting out the Reverend Sons t-shirt. Thank you very much, sir. Right then, so the new box. Smaller than I would have thought for a Battlefleet box when you compare it to like the Minerva Battlefleet box, which is coming out as well, which is huge. However, it's all of that light flashing on it. Anyway, it's all disky things. Yes, it's all like flying saucers, because of course the Enlightened have got flying saucers because they happened to find one and managed to get it to work. I don't think that means the Watchers are with the Enlightened. No, the Watchers should have their own faction. Come on. So in here, you get the Thule battleship itself. That's the bigger one. Then you get the Adamski, which can be also made as, oh here we go, bleeding words I can't pronounce again, as the Hannibal or the Valter. And then you get 6. Why do you do this to me, guys? Every time you always stick a word in I just cannot pronounce. The Euclids, which can be built as Proetheuses as well, which are the smaller little saucers. And you get your SRS tokens in there as well. So, without any ado, kniff. Remember, always cut towards your opponent. Joking. Let me just move. So, I just move you here slightly. There we go. So, now, I'm not too sure about this box. There are a couple of, yes, it's Enlightened. There's also a couple of little bits I'm not too sure on at the moment until I actually open and have a look. So, let's crack it open. Whoopsie! Let me just adjust this camera slightly, because that's not quite... Here we go. Right then, so inside, we all know what we're getting in these dystopian boxes. We're getting some boats, which is exactly what we need, blah blah blah. That's one of the things I was unsure about. When you look at the pics here, without the bleeding light shining on it, you can see the bases. They're the oval ones for your flying units. Now I thought, does that mean they're going to be a little bit top heavy and wobbly? Well, not if they're the big bases. So, that might be okay. I'm still not sure about all of these different swirly flying bits and straight ones, you know. I think I would just prefer straight ones on all of mine. I'm just not too sure about the curved ones. And I had a problem with my Crown and my, what's my other fleet? Commonwealth fleets. I know, I guess some people like them. I just prefer a good old straight up and down one. Easier for me. Right, another big boat. Holy, ooh, blimey. They're bigger than what I thought. So there's your other bases. Obviously, we all know what those bases look like. Wow. That is a lot bigger than I was expecting. I was expecting it to be, I don't know why I was expecting it to be smaller, but I still have that base to thingy ratio. Is it going to wobble? Is it going to get knocked over? We will find out, because what I will do is I will build one in a moment. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 sprues. I would say, from a first glance, they are all the same, because that's the way you're going to need them to be. Yeah, they're all Enlightened aerial. Now you're going to need to build two of those together, makes your Adamski, and it's then the other 4 which will make your Thule battleship. Also on here you get your SRS token and your gubbins to make your smaller ships, as well as all your other gubbiny bits, which I presume will be fitting into these, which all look the same. There doesn't appear to be much variation between the ships, as in it doesn't look like you have lots of gun turrets and things to mess about with, or no, possibly you do. I can't quite tell from the picture there. As I said, I'm going to have to throw one together and show you, but that is a meaty big piece of spaceship. I want to say I don't like them because they're enlightened, but I also want to say they're more watchers than enlightened, so the trick is, because the instructions for these buggers aren't out yet, I always get the stuff before the instructions, that's just no help, is it? I'm going to have to try and either send him a quick note and say, guys, can I have a quick look at the things, or try to stick it together myself. So what I'll do is I'll quickly whip one of these together so you can see what it's like, and then when I've done that, once I've done that, we'll have a little chat about the actual thing itself, because it's quite a bit of it's a bit of a beast in the game. So I'm going to go do this, come back, go grab yourselves a cup of tea, come back in a minute. Okay, back. That was hard bloody work. Why, you say? Well, firstly, didn't have any instructions. Instructions weren't up online, so I've had to beg and plead with War Cradle, who, as usual, caved into my demands and got me a copy of the instructions to build the bloody thing. Right then, so your little ones, the Euclids or the Protheuses, as you can see, are very small and cute. Just a couple of pieces, goes together. You've got your weapon mount in the bottom. Now I know a lot of you like to magnetise your things. I don't know how all the other weapons are on the enlightened boats. I know they're all ball things, aren't they? If they're that sort of size, then you can swap them about, I suppose. But the thing is, because the flight stand goes in there, it's done in such a way that you can, in fact, just put this in and you can swap these out, because you've got these are the Euclids, which are like the stealth fightery thingies, and then you've got the Protheuses, which are the Protheus. They're the ones that carry fighters as well, and obviously they've got a different underneath bit. So there's your base, there's your thing. It's obviously not stuck to the base yet because I've got to paint the bases. So now I hate saying this because you know my thoughts on Enlightened. I despise the very ground they walk upon, but I really like these. So this is the Adamski. You build it, it's two parts. You get your old engine bits in that spin round. I could have hours of fun doing them. Underneath you've got a hole in the bottom where you put your gun mount, again if you're clever enough to want to magnetise it, or etc, etc. You swap those out as well. Your flight base goes in there, but I might be inclined just to be awkward and say, look, I'm using it's got this weapon, just because I like the stability of it actually being in the centre, because otherwise, as you can see, you're there, and I just find that a little bit, I don't know, I just find it a little bit uncomfortable for me, because I'm clumsy at the best of times, but it doesn't hang over that far from the base. But I don't know, I suppose once it's glued in place, because I glue all my flyers in place because I don't travel to tournaments or anything. They don't need to be all box clever and everything. I just glue them together and stick them in a plastic container and they're all set and fine. Again, depending on which variant you have, depends on your weapon. That's all it is, it's just the different weapon variants. Once you know what you're doing with it, it's a fun little model to put together. And then of course, there's the Thule itself. Now, I am getting distinct visions of the old Cylon base star, because there she is. As you can see, it's basically, all it is, it's two of your different things with a connection port in the middle. And that's it. Again, depending on, well, this does have a set weapon in the bottom, but again, you can change that out. So that's there as usual. But, I mean, it's a big model, but then again, it does, let me just try to remind myself, it comes in at, one moment while I scroll through this, because I had it here earlier. Where are you? No, not that one. Not that one. Oh, and then your bloody thing keeps flipping back to the original page. No, where are you? Come on. Comes in at... I mean, the Adamski's 146. So that's that one. Strike Saucer, in fact. You Strike Saucer, is it? No, where's the... surface units. There you go, the Thule Sky Fortress. It comes in at 385 points. And you can have fun rolling it across the table. Whee! Which is, it's a lot, to be fair. But it has got X-ray laser banks 360, X-ray laser banks 360, heavy particle cannon 360, heavy etheric broadsides all over the shop, electro something, I can't even read that because it's so bloody small on my phone, electrostatic vacuum bombs. I mean, it's agile, it's got combat patrol, it's got all sorts of things. Plus it's got SRS capacity of 8. So, see, 8. So your little Cylon fighters. No. It's a great model. Again, with the base, because if I'm fielding that, I know exactly what it is, I know what weapon it's going to have, I would stick that on the bottom, in the middle, because it's a bigger model, and that way I'd be happy that it's not going to go wobbling over, because again, you see, it's a lot of model on that part of the base. But you know, I really, as I said, I don't like Enlightened. It's nothing personal, Mr. Enlightened people. I just don't like you all. It's purely for aesthetics, and it's the fact that, you know, from all of, oh, it's just fallen out. Dope. I have to refix that. From Wexodus days, where it'd be, oh, the filthy Enlightened with all their horrible slave robot people and stuff. Just get back in there, will ya? That lug just snapped. That's not a problem. I can just glue that. But if these were, but these, I actually quite like these. They're a lot of fun. Which is, I wasn't expecting to like the these, and they're bigger than I thought they would be as well. I mean, meaty big. Meaty! But yeah, really nice model. Once you've got the instructions, they're very easy to put together. It's just when you're a muppet like me, you don't have the instructions, you want to get it put together so you can show people. Not so easy. But as I said, you get a couple of these on the table. I instinctively want to start singing War of the Worlds. Dun 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 dun, and with your little ones as well. I think that's going to be quite a fun little fleet. So as I said, that comes in at 385, and then your other little ships, 385. They come in at 160 for 2 for the. Oh no, that's the Valtair. That's the other version of that. Breathius Recon Saucer is 112 for 2. So it's 112 for 2 of these. The Hanubei, which is the other version of that, is 170. The Euclids, which is this actual model, is 112 for 2. You can have up to another. You can have another 2. I'd be tempted with the box to have 3 of each of those actually. 3 Euclids and 3 Protheses. So there you go. It's a nice little force. Very surprised about that. Will we see straw fielding these on the table? No, you won't. Simple as that. Oh, you might. I don't know. It depends on whether Grant wants them. If Grant wants them, I'll let him have them for his enlightened fleet. But yeah, anywoo. That's that. I've now got another unboxing to go do. Might just happen to be that one. So, as usual, thanks to War Cradle for getting the stuff to us early so we can do the unboxing for you. And remember to like and subscribe if you like to subscribe. If you don't like it and don't want to subscribe, you don't have to like and subscribe, but we would like it if you liked and subscribed. And until next time, stay hammered.